In this video, we will calculate the linear correlation coefficient. We will also make a scatter plot of the data to see if it looks like it has a linear trend. Here we see it does look like it has a negative linear correlation, pretty strong. Looks like there could be another pattern here though. So I would calculate the linear regression by adding a trend line. So what I did is I right-clicked on the dots and then I chose Add Trend Line. Notice that linear is selected here, and we can check the box to display the equation on the chart and display the r-squared value. Okay, now we can see that the r-squared value is pretty high. We can read that as a percentage and say that about 91.72% of the variation in the y values can be explained by the x values. We can also see the regression equation that has a negative slope. And to get the linear correlation coefficient, we can take the square root of r squared. R, try that again, r is equal to the square root of r squared. Now this is our linear correlation coefficient. We need to use this and compare it with the critical value to see if it's a strong enough linear correlation. So this would be the r that comes from our data, or in other words, our test statistic, where we're going to test the strength of the linear correlation. Then we're going to compare it with a critical value from the R table. The R table has the values arranged according to degrees of freedom n-2. So we need to know how many values we have. The sample size, we can either just look at the fact that the last set of values is in the 16th row. We do have a heading row, so there would be 15 values or pairs of values. Or we can use the count function and select the data. You only need to select one of the variables because they count as pairs. Then your degrees of freedom is n-2. So that's 15 minus 2 would be 13. And so we'll look in the table with 13 degrees of freedom, we have an R value of 0.514. Okay, because our test statistic is closer to +1 than the critical value, we would say there is significant linear correlation. We can also estimate a y value based on an x value. We can do this for an individual x value, or we can make a column of estimated values, y hats. To do this, we would need the slope, negative 0.6521 times the x value in that row plus the y-intercept, 22.596. You can copy that formula down and get all your estimates right then. Now, if you're asked to calculate a specific y-hat value based on a given x value, so let's say in a problem you are asked to find the y hat or the best estimate when x equals something that's not in your data. Let's say it was x equals 17. Then of course you would just do the same thing again, negative 0.6521 times the x value, 17, plus the y-intercept, 22.596. Another way that you can get your linear correlation coefficient is to use Corel. Double click that, and then you select array 1 and then array 2, and that would be your x's first and then your y values. So feed it the x values, comma, select the y values, and press enter. So notice that when I used the Corel function, it gave me a negative correlation coefficient. And when I took the square root of r, it was showing positive. Well, that's because values that are squared are always positive, because a negative times a negative is always a positive. So when I took the square root, it just gave me the positive square root. So using the method of taking the square root of r squared, you have to pay attention to whether the line goes down from left to right or up from left to right. So since our correlation coefficient from the data is negative, we would compare it to the negative version of the critical value from the table. And since the test statistic is closer to -1 than the critical value is, we would say there is sufficient or significant linear strength.